So Utah's tons of man coverage, and they're gonna try to take away the line of scrimmage, right?
Sound like man. Let's go.
I've watched them play a lot.
Me too, since I was a kid.
Yeah. So
I've been playing this team since I was in college. Kyle was the coordinator. I know this group personally and professionally. I know all the coaches on staff there. I've worked with other guys. I've been recruited by guys on that staff. You talked about the empirical evidence of a program and DNA, and I think they're one of the top tier programs in the country, as we all know, that typifies how a program can be put together the right way and can play tough and physical, and it presents a real brand of football that I think a lot of people are proud of, and presents a real good challenge.
What makes it so tough?
Well, I mean, 2 decades of putting it together and keeping continuity, I think, is a big piece. They recruit really well. They know the culture and the mindset of the people that they want in the building, the type of athletes they want. When you look at the brand of players that they're putting on the field each year, the culture is about them. They don't get too far out of their box. They know what they want to be. They want to be strong. They want to be big. They want to be fast. They want to be selfless. They want to play a good brand of football. They played like that for a long time. I mean, way back, and they continue to do that. Played them for quite often in our career, and Kyle's done a fantastic job over the course of the time he's been there, and it's always a tough battle.
Kenny was just talking about how he feels like this game is not a measuring stick really on the season, but really on the program as a whole, of really how far they've come in the 10, 18 months. Do you
He
feel
says
like
it is or it isn't?
He is, that it is about more about the program and not the season. Do you feel like you kind of agree with him on that standpoint when it comes to like just the line of scrimmage and how this program you feel like matches up to a program like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good test. I don't know if I think Kenny's done a fantastic job in this program, and I think to be able to defend him in a little bit of a sense without disagreeing is that I don't think it's fair to measure the first or second year of a program versus a team that's been together 20 years. So I want to make sure that that's clear, because I think Kenny's done a fantastic job. I'm here because of him. I'm here because I think I believe in many of the things we're doing and he's doing and he showed and he communicated. But you got to be careful about going out and telling a group, hey, this is the measuring stick of where you're at. You have a group that's been together for 20 years. This program's been built this way for a long time. I think it's a great test. I think it shows you where you're at. I think it's an awesome opportunity for your players and your program and your fan base on a Friday night on ESPN. In a group that's we're playing excited with a young group that's confident and coming off some good wins, and you got a chance to go out and play again. I think at the end of the day, you can't get too far over your skis in that regard. I think if you all of a sudden fail the opportunity you've got in front of you because you think that you're going to be, all of a sudden you're Utah. I don't think that's the right attitude. I think pulling back the brains a little bit and reminding ourselves that it's about what we do and how we can get better each week. What can we do? What can we measure up against last week? What can we measure up a young quarterback and a young group in a second-year program against the growth of what he's put together from last year to what we put together from last week? I think that's my opinion on it. Many may disagree, but having done this for a long time, I think I probably would have made a mistake and said that was a measuring stick game, whatever. And I think you get caught in that a little bit. I think this is a perfect opportunity for our guys to go out on Friday night and play their tail off against a really good football team.
Sam, you mentioned some of the things that Kenny allowed you to believe in him. What are some of those things that you did believe in him and his ability to do as a head coach?
Accountability, humility, honesty, toughness, care, passion, detail. A lot of things I believe in, and I've done this a lot of places, with a lot of different people. I can say I can honestly believe those are the top of the list of things I'm interested in and we're interested in as a coach and a man, as a family now. That's why I'm here. And I mean that's the bottom line, really. There's not a lot of fluff and gray around what it takes for me to be part of a program nowadays.
Sam talked about after the game kind of fixing his hopping a little bit on his footwork. What have you seen from his footwork and how he's kind of adjusted that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean that's usually going to be over the course of time. I think the ability to stay planted in the ground, to stay in rhythm, to stay in fundamental footwork and timing takes some time, especially when you're in the heat of it. You start to feel some pressure, see some different looks. Things get bearing down on you when you're a young guy. You start to get a little bit of balance, like, do I got to get out of here and go, or can I sit in here comfortably and play in rhythm? And I think that's an awesome note by him to be able to recognize that. We talk about it a lot. It shows up more in a game, which goes to the fact that a game is different. You've got to recreate the practice reps and practice to get you there. Something we're working on. I think an awesome intuitive deal by him to see that, and very acute in his regard.
Your O-line is coming off a really solid performance. Now they go up against one of those stoutest defensive lines in college football. How do you view that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great test. Again, I'll say it again. This is a great test. This is as good of defensive front has been historically in the country for a long time. And I think our guys are excited about the opportunity. I think it's a great shot for us to go out and really compete and be physical. And part of the attitude and kind of identity of our group as we've come in and tried to lay the initial groundwork has been that. You want to be able to play tough and physical. That's been my brand since I've been a coordinator, is being able to play a tough and physical brand of football that runs, controls the line of scrimmage, and continues to press on you and have your big guys beat up some big guys. And I just enjoy that. That's kind of what I believe in. That's our mindset, and everything off that usually has a direct correlation, a positive result when you can play that way. So we're teaching that. We've got a great test, and these guys are exactly what you want to do to do that.
Kenny said after the game that Sam has unbelievable poise compared to the other quarterbacks you've worked with, young QBs in your career. How impressed have you been by his early poise?
Yeah, I think we mentioned that earlier. I mean, you can kind of see that in his kind of his mannerisms and really just his demeanor as a person. You can see kind of a poise and a confidence and a maturity about him that's probably a little further ahead than you'd think for a redshirt freshman. I think that goes back to probably his upbringing and everything. That's really the kudos to mom and dad at the end of the day. But I think, you've got a young guy, the poise compared to some other guys we've had. I mean, Nick Mullins is a freshman who's now still playing in the league, who's another guy who's really young, poised, and confident. Justin Herbert was really good as a young guy who was confident and smart. I think those guys we've had, Goff, when we recruited him, was another guy that we knew right away, meeting him, his DNA was going to be comfortable and calm. Rudolph at Oklahoma State, another guy as a young guy that was confident and smart and comfortable in the pocket. Sam's got a lot of the same DNA as a young guy, smart, tough, trying to really pick it all up. But I think the connection to all those guys put in a lot of work off the field to get that comfortable. And I think that's the telling mark of a young guy, is he's put in the work to feel comfortable and to see like the game slow down a little bit. But without that, it takes a long time to play in the fast lane.
How important is staying on schedule, early downs, and then what have you thought about their third down capability, pressure and coverage?
Yeah, we'll stay on schedule. So we talked about that last week a little bit. He said what do we want to continue to do, and that's going to be a thing that's going to be at the forefront of everything we're doing. Is staying on schedule. That's a big key statistic for us on first and second down, staying in third manageable and things like that. That we did a somewhat decent job, improved job the last week. And against these guys, you're going to have to, because they've got, Morgan does a great job on defense with his packages. He'll have 2 weeks off to have looked at some stuff, which is another piece of it. And so we got to be on schedule to put ourselves in manageable situations against a good defense.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.